we're back. Welcome to another great episode lined up. Of course, thanks to our producer, Erica Malone. Small shout for her. But want to thank you for joining us for another great episode of Southern Indiana Now. I'm Kelly Trask, and we have lots of special guests lined up for you. We did some road tripping this week, and we went down into Southern Indiana and, of course, visited our friends at the Mustard Seed, which is purchasing with a purpose. And then we headed over to Derby Dinner Playhouse in Clarksville for some fun theater action, and that's a big staple in Southern Indiana. And we, of course, visited with friends at Sapphire Boutique, one of the hottest places to shop in Southern Indiana. And we'll wrap it up with our Hoosier Good news segment, focusing on Erin Barker. She's from Southern Indiana, of course, sharing her journey with cancer and giving different points on how you can navigate your journey if that's a diagnosis that you have received or someone close to you. So we have it all here, nicely packaged for you at Southern Indiana Now. We wanted to feature Derby Dinner Playhouse for Hoosier Homestead because theater and just family traditions are so important to Southern Indiana. Derby Dinner Playhouse is a staple for that. Brittany, let's talk about what Derby Dinner Playhouse is and what it's meant to families over the years.
Yeah, so we've been in business for 50 years now. We're luckily in our 50th season, as you can see right here. And as you said, it is a bit of a tradition for a lot of people. We have people that come every 6 weeks as season ticket holders. We have people that come every Christmas, or like you said, a friend that comes every Mother's Day. So yeah, it's a great tradition and a little small town feel with a big town show going on in an intimate setting with a great buffet.
Yeah.
And
so let's talk about it. So Derby Dinner Playhouse, walk us through an evening.
Sure. So you'll go to the buffet, enjoy your dinner for about an hour or so, and then the pre-show entertainment, the overtures, will start at 7:15. We have a little brief intermission for that where you can get desserts, drinks, whatever you like.
Desserts are amazing.
Yes, great desserts, great bar drinks. And then the first act of the show starts. So our pre-show kind of is our little appetizer into the performance.
So it's definitely lead in. Then you have the show, and then you take an intermission where a lot of people can enjoy some dessert if you didn't get it the first round, right?
Yes.
Or just have it twice. It's okay.
Yeah, we do have people that get it at both intermissions.
Oh my goodness.
They're the smartest.
Oh my gosh. Well, those portion sizes, I don't know where they're putting it.
Right.
So I love it. All right. So tell us about the current show, and then how many productions do you have in a year?
So currently we are doing Singing in the Rain, which is of course a classic. It's a wonderful, lighthearted, dancey musical. With the signature rain and the lampposts, it rains on stage, so that's a big deal for people, especially stage level. They get to put ponchos on because they get a little splash.
That's super fun.
Yes. So yeah, and then we have 8 shows a year. So kicking off our next 51st season will be Half Baked. It's a fun, crazy comedy. Then after that, we will have Come From Away, which is a beautiful musical. Featuring the tragedy of 9/11. After that, let's see, we will have Dial M for Murder. We always have our
your fall
fall murder mystery. Elf the musical for Christmas. And then we have Bunko Squad Rolls Again, which is
that's fantastic.
a prequel to a show that one of our actors here, Jim Hesselman, wrote. And then after that, we will have the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. It's a great, quirky, little fun musical. And then Hairspray, which is a great, upbeat, fun musical as well.
I love that.
Yeah.
How can people get tickets, Brittany, and how they can get connected? They can do single passes or season tickets, if I understand.
Yes. So you can go on our website, derbydinner.com, or call our box office during box office hours. And you can do single tickets. Online, single tickets are the best option, I would say, for you. And then we also do have season tickets, which is a wonderful deal. You get you can have all 8 shows, or you can do a 5 package flex. So
I love that. Makes a great gift, especially the food is amazing. Also, while you're here, you can shop the retail shop. And Brittany, let's talk about, you have a program for kiddos too throughout the year. And let's talk about how kids can either get involved with that or at least see the shows.
Yes, so we have a children's theater program that has 4 shows a year as well. So we have that year round. It's kind of spread out between our shows. And then we also have a children's theater camp. So we have our Derby Dinner Performing Arts Academy. We have summer camps monthly camps, 8-week intensives. We have stuff all throughout the year. You can find that online as well at derbydinner.com. Any information on that, that would be under classes. So yeah, we have a wonderful children's theater program with the shows and learning and education.
It's all here. It's all for you at Derby Dinner Playhouse. Again, thank you so much, Brittany, for being part of the Southern Indiana Now show and also the Hoosier Homestead section. So you want to celebrate your family, special events, just a night out, Derby Dinner is the place to do it. For Southern Indiana Now, I'm Kelly Trask.
Join me, Jay Hubbard, weekdays from 6 to 10 every morning. It's Jay's Morning Wake Up Call, blending today's greatest country hits with local news, weather, and a couple laughs. Jay's Morning Wake Up Call on 92.7 WXKU.
I'm Kelly Trask for Southern Indiana Now. We are here today at the Mustard Seed located in Sellersburg, Indiana with Marie Deal, talking about some awesome things happening with the Mustard Seed and several locations around Southern Indiana with a new one coming soon, which we're going to talk to as we get to share more about what the Mustard Seed story is about. She's part of our Hoosier Hustle segment and so happy to have her with us today.
Thank you
We're
for
so
having
happy
us.
to be in your amazing location. So let's talk about the Mustard Seed, what it is and what people can expect to find here.
Absolutely. So we are a thrift on mission. And so the mission part of us is that we support survivors of childhood sexual abuse. So all the proceeds, of course, everything you see in our lovely stores, we also have one in Floyd Knobs, is donated. So we take those donated goods and we turn them around and provide healing and support for those survivors. So that's what we do.
So we see everything in the store, which you'll see as you just keep tuned here. But what are types of things that you're looking for right now as people are cleaning out their closets for spring?
Sure.
What do you want people to bring in?
Absolutely. We love in-season items. So swimsuits, shorts, especially men's shorts. We do carry men's clothes. I know that's a big question a lot of times. Do we accept men's clothes? Absolutely. And so, of course, sandals, tennis shoes, all those things, beachy type bags, we'll take them all. But we also take off-season items too, because I know you're cleaning out those closets. And so we have a warehouse where we're able to keep those and then bring them out when that season comes around.
Yeah. Tell me about the positive impact that the Mustard Seed has had on the community.
Absolutely. So one of our big partners that we have is SOAR Ministries, which is right here in the Sellersburg area. It stands for Survivors of Abuse Restored. They have seen probably over 800 women that have gone through their program. And so we support them so the ladies don't have to purchase any books or any textbooks or any counseling services are all covered by us. So we remove that stigma of a mom who might be a survivor who goes, well, I can't afford counseling because I need to feed, right? So the Mustard Seed steps in and says, we're going to take that burden off of you and we're going to allow you to get the counseling and the healing you can. So we stop that generational issue of childhood sexual abuse with her, so then that her daughter or son can grow up and understand what healing looks like.
Okay, all right. So if you want to shop and thrift on mission, and this is basically purchasing with a purpose, you can do, it's a tongue twister.
It is a little bit.
You can do that at the Mustard Seed, and we put you in Hoosier Hustle because you have some big news.
We do have big news. So our Corydon store, it's coming along. It is on 135. You can't really miss us. It used to be, if you've been around Southern Indiana for a while, it was the Ryan Steakhouse in Corydon. And we should be open, fingers crossed, mid-June. We'll probably start taking donations before that, but we'll let everybody know. Yeah. Chloe does a great job on our social media to let everybody know what's going on. So that's our big news. So yes, we're very excited about that.
One of my favorite things to shop is the costume jewelry. You have always amazing selection, and real things too. I've seen that here as well.
Right.
Like, because you never know what you're going to find here. I have found gold bracelets. I have found cute jewelry to wear for different special events.
Absolutely.
If you need like a unique color, bring your outfit in. You can often find jewelry that you love.
Absolutely. Yes, we have a ton of jewelry. You wouldn't imagine how much jewelry comes in. We have a wonderful volunteer who has been here almost as long as this location has been open, helping us go through that jewelry. So, but yes, you'll never know
whoever that person is.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
we do love her
sure.
very much.
Yes, often good things to find here. I have found amazing glassware, beautiful pictures,
Yes.
Vases, all sorts of things
Absolutely.
throughout the store. So
Yes.
this is definitely the place to be. We do plan on shopping the Mustard Seed. They have area locations in Sellersburg, Floyd's Knobs, and coming soon in Corydon. We'll be back right here on Southern Indiana Now. I'm Kelly Trask.
Wherever you go, our stations have your music, local news, local sports, and local weather covered. 95.3 WUME brings you today's best hits, along with Paoli sports, local news, and weather. 98.7 WSCZ plays the timeless favorites from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, as well as local weather and Orleans high school sports. And 96.9 WKLO keeps it country with all your favorite classic country hits, plus Corydon and North Harrison high school sports, as well as local news and weather. Your soundtrack for Southern Indiana is found on 95.3 WUME, 98.7 WSEZ, and 96.9 WKLO.
And we're back on Southern Indiana Now. We are so happy to have Angela Gore with us. She's the owner of Sapphire Boutique, one of Southern Indiana's hottest shopping locations. So no matter where you're watching from, this is a place you need to go for all the latest styles. And Angela, thank you so much for being with us today. Of course, we're featuring Sapphire Boutique as part of our Hoosier Happening segment on Southern Indiana Now, because you literally have something going on all the time. There's always an event, a special occasion. You're outfitting Southern Indiana. Let's talk about how you do that.
How do I do that? It takes a lot of time and effort, but I really love it. I love all the women coming in, making them feel special. Love them coming out of the dressing room and they have this big smile. They look awesome. Same thing with the prom and formal wear. That's been a new addition this year with all the high schoolers coming in. It just brings a new vibe and energy to the store.
I love it. And I love that you carry a lot of different fashions and styles. Let's talk about the different gamuts you can find here when shopping at Sapphire.
Well, we have anything from casual all the way to formal. We currently are only focusing on our formal with prom, but it's something we're considering maybe adding Mother of the Bride or, formal occasions that gear more toward the older client. We have denim, t-shirts. We specialize a lot during the Derby. We have, anything that would work well for high fashion Derby to, we pretty much cover everything.
Yeah.
It's from wake up till going out at night.
Yeah, I love that. So if someone has a special celebration coming up, it could be a graduation party, it could be anything that they're attending to. Maybe they're going to a wedding this summer, whatever, or maybe they're just packing for a cruise. You can get all of it here at Sapphire. Yeah. And so let's talk about some of your favorite patterns or favorite pieces. What's popular right now? What are we seeing for summer of 2025?
Well, of course, summer, lots of dresses. We have tons of dresses here. They're just easy. It could be a casual dress or dressy, but it's one of those things.
It's one decision.
It's one decision.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the top to match the bottom, or some people struggle with putting together an outfit, and dresses and jumpsuits. The one-piece thing is easiest for people that can't make a decision or just don't have time or the fashion. It's hard for some people. They just can't figure out what to do. So dresses are always great in the summer. So that's what I would say.
Yeah. Pick a dress. So as your people are coming in, you have to outfit lots of different body types. So let's talk about how you do that and how you seem to carry everything that works for everybody. I don't know how the magic you pull it off.
I don't know how I did either sometimes, but we have from sizes extra small, and our formal wear we go up to size 20. So our casual wear, we do go up to plus sizes. We don't have tons, I will say. Our location here is not huge. We don't have a lot of extra storage space or anything, but we do carry up to 3X.
Yeah. So tell everybody where they can shop online and how fast does everything turn over. So I know things move very quickly here. I have noticed that. So
yeah, our online website is sapphireboutique.com. And we generally will ship out same day or next day shipping. And as far as our inventory, I mean, I normally will only purchase one pack of that particular style. So if you see something you like, I would recommend getting it.
Trust me.
That
it.
week.
Don't wait. Don't
we
go,
don't,
well, I'm going to think about it because it won't be.
Yeah, we're not a big box store where we have like 20 of one size. It's too small, too medium, too large, usually. So if you see something you like, purchase it immediately. I mean, it could turn over that week. It could be gone. And then a lot of times I will order months in advance. And if you even want me to order that again, it's not available. It's already gone through my distributor. So
yeah.
if
shop
you like
now
it,
is what we're saying.
get it. Shop now. Yeah.
I love it. All right, Angela, tell everybody your hours and the best way to get here.
Okay, our hours, we're open every day right now. Let's start with Sunday. We're open 12 to 4. Mondays is 12 to 6. At Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 11 to 6. And Saturday, 10:30 to 6. Our location is 326 Spring Street in Jeffersonville, Indiana. A lot of people are familiar with Shemp's Candy Store. We're right across the street from Shemp's.
One of the reasons why my dresses don't fit and I have to keep shopping here. So.
5 minutes from downtown Louisville.
Okay, super easy to get to. Not only will you find women's clothing, but you also find jewelry, shoes, little things that help make that whole purchase complete. So it's all here at Sapphire. Check them out. You can shop online if you can't make it in the store, but trust me, you want to make it to the store. For Southern Indiana Now, I'm Kelly Trask.
Join me, Jay Hubbard, weekdays from 6 to 10 every morning. It's Jay's Morning Wake Up Call, blending today's greatest country hits with local news, weather, and a couple laughs. Jay's Morning Wake Up Call on 92.7 WXKU.
And we're back on Southern Indiana Now, and we are so honored to have in our studio today a special guest from Southern Indiana. As part of our Hoosier Good News segment, we have Miss Erin Barker with us, and she's going to talk to us about anyone that might be dealing with cancer or has recently heard the words, maybe of a loved one, maybe it's been yourself. But Erin is such a light in Southern Indiana and has been very open about her story. And we wanted to share that today as part of our Hoosier Good News because Erin has a lot of good news to share. Erin, thanks so much for joining us today. Let's talk about, you've had an amazing, just very open journey with cancer. And that's one word that no one wants to hear.
Right.
So let's talk about what that journey has looked like for you. Tell us about your story, and then let's share the good news.
Absolutely. So I was diagnosed at 30. I just turned 39, and fun part of the whole story is I got diagnosed less than 30 days after I had just switched my insurance.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
So we
the
went,
business of
yeah. So
struggles.
we went to a high deductible plan. So I just kind of laughed when I got diagnosed because I'm like, of course, this is getting ready to be real expensive. But I got diagnosed in December of 2023. And we at first thought everything was very stage 1. It was not anything to be truly worried about. Like, you're worried about cancer, but it wasn't, my death sentence, so to speak. This wasn't metastatic and whatnot. So I thought, okay, I pulled my pants up and, we're getting ready to fight this thing. We're going to get through Christmas and then go from there. And we did. It was difficult. I will say it was difficult, but one of the first things that I did was I reached out to some women that had gone through specifically breast cancer from our area. Mm-hmm. And one of them was young like I was when she was diagnosed, and then happened to get diagnosed with another cancer shortly thereafter. So I knew that I wanted a team of women that had gone through it before, because no one in my family has gone through breast cancer. I'm the first one. I had no idea what to expect. And they just poured into me, gave me so much advice and love. And just from the minute that we started our group chat, I was just filled with so much courage and so much hope, and the feeling that, okay, I can do this. These women have gone through it. We're making jokes out of things and looking at the bright side just from the very beginning. So that really set my whole journey up to be successful and to be full of joy the whole time. So fast forward to my surgery date was in February 9th. We elected to have a double mastectomy done because I had a very high onco type score. So that is the rate of recurrence, essentially. So I elected to have a double mastectomy because I did not want to deal with breast cancer again. And if it were to come back, it'd be in the same spot primarily. So we decided to do that. Because I was so young, I also had to take into account that we had to do some preventative measures so that I would not get pregnant. So my OBGYN suggested that we had my tubes removed, and I was okay with that. At that point, we had a grandson, so it's like, we probably shouldn't have any more kids anyway. That'd be odd, but...
maybe another show.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
for sure. But she said, we'll just do the fallopian tubes. And I was like, okay, can we do it the same surgery? I had never gone under anesthesia. So that was like my big thing.
Yeah.
I was terrified. And she's like, oh yeah, I'll work with your, primary surgeon and we'll schedule it and do it the same day. I was like, great. Well, in the meantime, all of my testing came back from my biopsy and it was estrogen positive. So that meant that I would either have to have my ovaries removed or have a shot monthly. And I can't remember how long that was going to be, but for a long time. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, listen, you're already in there taking the tubes. Mm-hmm. I don't need the ovaries. Go ahead and take those. So they worked together. And during that surgery, they did the double mastectomy, and I guess that would be called a partial hysterectomy at the same time. And then I actually had a third surgeon, my plastic surgeon, that came in and did immediate reconstruction all in the same day. And this all took place at Schneck Hospital. And for the most part, it was a wonderful experience. Mm-hmm. I walked into my pre-op room and a little birdie had come in and decorated my entire pre-op room just with positive affirmation, verses, sayings, pictures, gifts. So I just felt so strong that day. And I walked in just with this supernatural peace. I mean, that was the big thing. I just had prayed so much, like, I don't want to be sick from the anesthesia. I'm terrified that, what if I don't wake up? And I had even gone through and taken measures to make sure I had a will and power of attorney and all that done. Yes. Just because you never know. But I walked in that day like, it's all going to be okay. Yeah. And everyone was positive. We all laughed all morning, waiting on the surgery time. And, we made it through. And then kind of all that changed a little bit a few days later once I was home and got the news that the cancer had spread to my lymph nodes.
All right, so let's talk about that. So for someone listening that may have just heard the news or been battling that, first step is to get surrounded by people going through something similar.
Yes.
Then I'm hearing you say put together a great medical team that's there and line up, and Schneck Medical Center here in Southern Indiana happened to be that for you. Yes. And then as you got home, you had some more devastating news. So what was the next step for you in that?
Well, just to bounce back off of what you had just said, yes, get people around you. As far as your medical team goes, speak up for yourself. While they are in charge of getting you treatment and making sure that you're good, your life and your voice still matter. So for me, I always spoke up, if they had a date in mind, it's like, well, at that time, my daughter was a senior in high school. Mm-hmm. So we had all kinds of things during the year. And so they worked closely with me to make sure that I didn't miss any of that. So that's the other thing. Like, your life does not have to stop. Your life can still keep going. Yeah. So I just wanted to add that in there. But
no, that's a super important thing to add in for sure.
Yeah,
add in for
life
sure.
Life does not stop. But it felt like it the day I got the phone call.
I'm sure.
They had taken 4 of my lymph nodes out during that surgery, and all 4 came back positive. So that just changed the game completely. I knew I was going to have some chemo, but it was very low grade. So, if you have a chemo scale of 0 to 10, the chemo I was going to have to do was like a 2. Radiation wasn't even on the table at that point either. But because it came back positive, all of them came back positive, I had to then have another surgery scheduled to take out all the rest of the lymph nodes at a later date. And then I had to do the more intense chemo. So it was, level 10 chemo, way more time sitting in that chemo chair. And then I was also going to have to do radiation. So it just seemed like this huge mountain that I was going to have to climb fell in my lap. And it took me all of 2 days to kind of swallow that and think about what I was getting ready to face. And then I was like, okay, right now, my job is to let my body heal. We're not starting chemo tomorrow. Let's just heal. And so we took the 6 weeks to do that. And we scheduled my first chemo, which I did use my voice on. They wanted to start, I think, March 15th, but my entire family was going on a spring break trip. And I said, we're going to have to push it back a little bit. I need my whole support team here for this. This is big. And completely obliged. So we started March 25th, I think, was my first chemo treatment. And that lasted until August 5th. When I finally got done with chemo and rang that bell. It's a feeling and time I'll never forget. It was pretty cool. But the positivity surrounding me during that time, not just from my group of women, but from the community as a whole, was just surreal. And the staff at the Don and Dana Myers Cancer Center, they just made me feel like these are my sisters, my doctors, like my brother. They were family. They became family, and I still think of them as family. And it just helped that whole process. Yeah. I would come in for a treatment, and we would be laughing and joking, and just they took excellent care of me. And then the community, I just can never thank them enough. The fundraisers and the outpouring of love and positivity just kept me going. Yeah.
That's a really good point. I think that is such a lovely piece about Southern Indiana is that communities wrap their arms around each other. Yeah. And I think that is so important. And thank you for sharing that today, because it sounds like getting a good community, getting a good support, making sure you rallied your troops, getting connected with others going through something similar. Yeah. And just so thankful for your good news that you had to share, which sounds like your faith too. Yeah. Kept you through all that. Oh,
absolutely.
So, yes, we're not meant to do things alone.
No.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, Erin. If people want to have more information, can they follow you online? Do you have a place where they can connect?
Absolutely.
So you can be a resource for someone?
Absolutely. They can find me obviously on Facebook. And then I do have a blog, and it's on the Wix site. And I believe it's Brockovich2003.wix, something like that. Brockavich 2003. So if you look at that, it's Purpose in the Pain is kind of the name of it, but it'll be under that Brockovich for the URL. But
all right, we'll have that up on the screen for you to check out. We'll be back here on Southern Indiana Now, and if you or someone you know is struggling with their cancer diagnosis and want to get connected to Erin, who has gone through that and can give you kind of tips, be that support for you as so many were for her, you can check out her blog on her website. We'll be back. And that's a wrap for Southern Indiana Now. I'm Kelly Trask. And of course, all the places that you can find Southern Indiana Now include our website. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify. You can find us on Apple, and all the places that you can get podcasts delivered is going to be available for you online. And of course, don't forget to follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. I think we're everywhere. Erica's got us plugged in. And of course, I do want to remind you that you can get the show every single week. New episodes are released on Wednesdays. If you had something you would like to share with us, of course, you can do that. You can send us an email at southernindana@gmail.com. We want to hear from you on show ideas and more. And coming up next, we've got the pet photo of the week. Our pet photo of the week comes to us from Lacey Goodnight, located in Seymour, Indiana. Focusing on her cute cat you'll see here. Of course, it's a cute cat named Chandler. She's had him for about 3.5 years, loves bird watching out the window. So we all have some things in common with Mr. Chandler. We'll be back here on Southern Indiana Now. Do submit your pet photos today at southernindiananow@gmail.com or on our Facebook page.